Hello and welcome to UC Today. My name is Kristian McCann and today's session is discussing the human element in AV design. Joining me to tell me all about this is Meg Madison, Senior Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer at Shaw. Meg, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So let's start from the beginning. What is a human-centric design? What does it mean?
Yes, thank you. Human-centric design, it's really about putting the employee or the person at the center of all you do. So what that means for us as business leaders is really considering the human capital equation when you're driving towards workplace design and thinking about the tools, technology, experiences that you're trying to unlock to get the most, frankly, out of your people investment. Human capital is expensive, but it also has an extraordinary return on investment. So when we're designing the workplace, we need to be thoughtful about what's going to really enable people to have the very best experience they can, to be as participative as possible in collaborative events and collaborative decision making, and get at that potential so that we get to the business results. That's really the name of the game.
Oh, excellent. And in terms of collaboration technology, what does human-centric design look like in practice?
Yeah, great question, Kristian. In practice, I think we would suggest, and as an HR professional and practitioner, I would suggest that you really begin with the end in mind and you consider all the elements of the physical space that's going to enable true collaboration to happen. We believe strongly that audio is a big portion of that we need to get audio right so that we can also leverage the other tools and technologies that are available to us, including, the great Microsoft Teams suite of products, other elements of AI, and really be able to ensure that the collaboration is rich and it's meaningful because all the voices at the table are fully heard and that people are fully seen and that there's like a democratization of that collaboration experience. So when we pull that into the context that you're asking about, which is human-centric design, you really have to create those supporting conditions as business leaders. You need to think about the technology. You need to think about the tools. You need to think about the audio experience. You need to figure out how to ensure that people are able to set aside maybe some of the more mundane or less impactful tasks and can really focus fully on the mission, whatever that mission is for you. In a truly collaborative way. And that's challenging at times in the hybrid work world. And if I may, I'll just say that I think it's been challenging for a long time, especially for those of us that sit in multinational companies, international employee groups. How do we make sure everyone's kind of participating in the same way? If you're in the meeting room, if you're on the call remotely, if you're in a coffee shop, if you're at your kitchen table, how are you able to fully engage? And we as business leaders really need to kind of think about the investment to unlock that because there's so much potential there. And the investment comes, in my view, in the form of collaboration tools. So that's kind of how I view it, but happy to elaborate if you had any follow-ups to that.
Okay. Well, human-centric design, how does this fit? How does AI fit into human-centric design? We're seeing everyone is obviously wanting to maximize their investment in AI. How does human-centric design enable them to maximize that investment? But what are the considerations it also has to take for such collaboration tools?
Yeah, I love the way you phrased that question because I'm a real believer that AI is a powerful tool, but it is indeed an enabler. It is not itself a vehicle for collaboration or innovation. Instead, AI provides and facilitates outcomes in new ways. It really adds and amplifies the opportunity for us as humans to be productive and to be innovative, but it doesn't replace the human capital element of that. So I think the way that we're seeing AI being used today is things like meeting transcription and taking meeting minutes, for example. So I don't know if you've ever been the one assigned in a meeting to actually be the scribe and take the notes. It's an important role, but it makes it really hard to be a full participant in the deliberations themselves. So let's just take that off people's plate and let's engage with AI to do that for us. Transcription is another way that we can get at that to make sure if someone missed the meeting or wants to go back and review some of what was said or done, they have that vehicle available to them. And now that can be done with AI. So that's super cool, super powerful. It can also help us, AI, get to data faster, help us organize, like maybe we don't have to be as organized about our files because we can just draw them down with support from AI, which can really help get knowledge and information in front of people more quickly and easily. So to me, these are like housekeeping things that we're kind of taking off the plate of our meeting participants so they could get like at the heart of the matter, the meat of the matter, and really spend their energy solving problems, solving business problems. And I think all those things are happening today. I think the next generation of AI might take us to the next level, and simple tasks might also be off-plated from our folks in our business environments. But AI can never replace human collaboration, human ingenuity. So what we're all trying to do is unlock that and use tools, technology to help us foster a really productive experience.
Unlocking that, tools and technology to help. Maybe you could let me know, how does Shaw's collaboration tools help bring these ideas to life? How does it work with AI? How do they help with the human-centric design collaboration aspect?
Yeah, Sure is all about creating and delivering solutions for our customers. And we have some wonderful products that really can help deliver a really equitable meeting experience and get to those business results. One that comes right to mind is our IntelliMix Room Kit. We've made it in a way that's really easy to use, easy to set up, easy to support, and intuitive for the user. Because it's really important that as technologists, and I work in a technology-driven company, but I'm an HR professional, so I'm not a technologist. And when I get into a meeting setting or a collaboration space, I want things to just go really easily, like really comfortable, easy, fast, no hiccups, no frustrations, no delays. We just want the technology to work. And IntelliMix Room is a wonderful solution for that. It really makes sure that sound quality is there. And even as we're using AI, if AI isn't hearing things clearly and translating things correctly, we're going to gum up the works. So audio quality is actually increasingly important. Good enough is no longer good enough. It needs to be high quality sound. So we have some wonderful products in that space, and I encourage your listeners to really check them out. But I'm still going to underscore the main point as a human capital practitioner and advocate. Even if you don't select Sure as your solution, please do consider the overall physical conditions that you need to set in motion in order to really ensure that the collaboration happening in your workplace is impactful. And that includes investing in high quality audio and video content too. Because part of communication is nonverbal. And if you can't quite facial expressions or hand gestures, you might miss some intent. You might miss some nuances. So audio quality and video quality really matter, and they need to be integrated seamlessly. And we know IT folks need to be able to support that as well. Our product makes it easy for the IT teams to troubleshoot when that's necessary, perhaps troubleshoot remotely, and just ensure that nothing really gets in the way of what you're there to do, which is drive business decisions and drive business outcomes.
Excellent. I think that's a great lesson for us all to know, especially as we're increasingly navigating this hybrid work setup. So, Meg, thank you for taking the time to speak to me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to our listeners for watching. If you like this interview, please feel free to like and comment, and make sure to subscribe so you keep up to date with all conversations like this and many more. That's all for today, but we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.